We beat pro level cars with a wagon. We're ripping and the tearing, dude. We're in high car.
The ripping and the tearing.
Josiah got here like 20 minutes before us and got the car unloaded. Haven't even done a lap in it yet. We did some dyno pulls yesterday. Well, that's a whole new car. We are back at my boy Brett BR. We got the unit ready to hit the dyno, fresh wrap, brand new looking engine bay, turbo smart turbo, wastegate, all the vibrant goodies. We're ready to see what it does. Same settings, just see where that power band moves. We made 475 total on the same boost it ran before. So direct comparison, it made at the peak numbers an extra 75 horsepower. What matters is, again, the graph, the power band. So before around 6 grand, it would fall back down to around like 360 by the time it hit 7 grand. So after its peak number, it fell down. Now after our peak horsepower and torque, it just keeps climbing. And I'll send Jack a graph. Sounds good. Jack a graph. Get the graph, Jack. Get the graph. And that overall at the 7 grand 6900 point, it's 135 horsepower difference. So that just shows you how much more drivability that it's in. Sounds like the gearing's really good here. It's right at the peak of limiter when you hear a motor just kind of loaded up. So we're just in 3rd gear, just giving it everything we got. So yeah, I think it'll do good.
Banana bread.
These accelerators, 265 Johnny's. It's high PSI to him, 18 PSI, and he's like, whoa. This thing's loose.
Thing's sick, man.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a blast. You just have to shift it really slow, but everything else is great. Steering's really light. It's too light. I'm trying to get a little heavier, maybe a bit more caster, but otherwise it's fine. I'm making a slight camber adjustment because we have all left corners. So the passenger side is needs to be cambered in just a hair. And I'm just going to show you that it is quite easy to do. Okay, so I cracked these two. I know that this is a left hand and this is a right hand, so I'm going to turn this jack screw clockwise. We'll just go 1 turn fully. It's almost as easy as the vet with the shims. Really easy, really sick. Yeah, we built this stand for PBK just so he can put his helmets on display. He just threw an idea at me with like last week, hey, I want to display 10 helmets at the event and in your booth and stuff, and then he gave me a quick little hand sketch. I took the hand sketch, made it into a CAD file, and then sent it to him, and he was like, amazing. So Cam welded these up, I designed them, we powder coated them, and all in like 1 week. We wanted to powder coat them green, but green takes a lot. It's like double layer, takes way longer to coat, so we didn't have time for that, but these looked amazing. So. Okay, we're getting ready to start practice here at the LZ World Tour. This time it's in Montreal, Canada, so this is kind of our home turf. I was just here at DMCC. We podiumed last time I was here. The layout is kind of the same, just a little bit smaller. We're taking the wagon out. We got 3 hours of practice, then qualifying, live stream, all of that starts, and then if we don't finish in the top 16, we battle tonight, which I'm gonna be fine either way if we battle tonight or not, because it's just gonna be fun. This event, that's what it's for. And yeah, let's get it started.
3, 2, 1.
One more practice session and we're into qualifying, so.
Fitment is good in the back though now. He's gonna do whatever Josiah does, right? Nice qualifying run, nothing too much, and then second run is just gonna send it.
It is gonna be the FDF Race Shop boss man, Josiah Falaise, in a BMW E46 wagon with a 2JZ and 400 horsepower.
I got one of those at home. Doesn't look nearly as good and barely drives, but I got one.
Does it have a 2JZ?
It does not.
I think that might be the most important thing, is the 2JZ. So there he is, Josiah. This is the kind of backup car, of course, his Corvette in Drift Masters in Europe. And he is doing a good job. Look at that, very precise. Like, see a little bit of left foot braking just to keep that car moving. Dials off a little bit of angle, but very smooth so far as Josiah fires back out to the edge of the circuit, transitioning back. Look at that, collecting those zones as if it ain't a problem. Josiah, he's a very critically precise driver, and you can see that in his runs. Listening to the judges, know exactly what they want from the line, and that's what you get from Josiah. You can get an extra half a lap as well.
I think he's just going for it.
80, so 81 for Josiah's.
I'm just going over the run. We're gonna change some things. Swing's good. Yeah, we just need to go a little wider. No problem.
All good, but I'll tell you one thing, he's got a very good line. He put a good score on the board in the first run. Let's see what he can do here.
Big swing in that wagon out. Tons of angle there as he gets on the left foot brake to keep the car under control through that zone, and then pushing it wide as he starts to wrangle things in through that inside clip, and using the hatch weight on the back of the car to get him through the rest of those outside zones. And now we see him start to line it up. Towards the wall, and great job there from Josiah. I mean, definitely more aggressive, less controlled, but more aggressive. He's going to jump up to an 85.3.
Wow, 85 into second position for Josiah Falaise.
Okay, everyone, that is a wrap from qualifying. We placed third overall, only behind Adam LZ and Chelsea Denofa. So not a bad place to be, 85.33, I believe. We actually tied with Tommy, so I'm going to have to give him some smack because we beat him in a wagon, basically. Everything's great with the car. We're maxing out the power that this thing has. I couldn't have pushed the pedal through the floor harder than I did, but it's a really fun car to drive. We're getting like 10 laps on a set of tires, so everything's happy. The vibes are good. We're just gonna do a cleanup and shut her down and enjoy some drifting. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow for the top 16, where all of the winners and the top 13 qualifiers battle it out for the LZ World Tour. Good morning. Today is battle day. We have fantasy battles and our top 16. Top 16 is against Sean Booth, and our fantasy battle is pretty cool. It's actually against Jason. He's got the other wagon with an inline 6 Barra. He's making a lot more power, but we are probably down on power and heavier. It'll be a good battle though. Other than that, the car's great. This car is phenomenal. We haven't really done anything. We're kind of doing stuff just because we feel like we need to, but the car works. Really excited to see Mike drive it at Grid Life, and nothing but good vibes here.
How does it feel going from an LS to a turboed 2J?
Yeah, so the biggest difference between an LS and a 2J, making, I would say, relatively similar power, would just be the torque, the bottom end torque. So when I get back on throttle, I have to really make sure that I've clutched and, revved up the engine before letting out the clutch again. Whereas a V8, you do kind of have to do that, but not to the extent and the time that you need to hold the clutch down while revving up is much longer. The engine doesn't rev nearly as fast. So those are the only things. Otherwise, once you're in the power band, this car is really, really drivable. That's it. It's literally that. It's just the response, I would say, is the difference.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it felt like a roller coaster.
Yeah. You're gonna drift one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do what your dad does. Ready? Put your hand. There you go.
Who are you going against? What's going on?
We're going, it's an all-out wagon battle. Me against Jason. He's got an inline 6, I've got an inline 6. We've both got wagons. That's the fantasy battle. Who has the best wagon? Who can drive the best? Let's see who it is.
Get two practical they put the engine, put a 2JZ in it and a Barra in it, made it into a drift car and all that good stuff. But here we go. It's going to be Jason Ferrin from Keep It Reet in Australia to lead in. Josiah Flays from FDF Race Shop. Battle of the Wagons. Here we go.
Mr. Keep It Reet doing a good job getting all the groceries slammed to the back of Josiah. Doing a good job following in behind, getting ready to take the kids to soccer. As we transition through here, we see both of those power wagons sliding in. Josiah goes to the dive as he starts to push wide for our last inside clip. And will they crush the gigantic rear end of those cars? No, not yet. Maybe on the next one.
Maybe on the next one.
Another battle,
Another
Dave.
battle. Excellent. Here we go. So then Jason Ferrin jumps off the line. Josiah Falaise in the lead position. This is just for fun, remember, ladies and gentlemen. Josiah running up against the wall. Jason Ferrin should have the power here to reel in Josiah Falaise. As he does, up onto the bumper he goes. This is where Jason's going to start making those dives down the infield. Late dive, Jason Ferrin gets up close and personal, right up onto the door of the FDF Race Shop E46. And look at that, putting a tire mark on Josiah Falaise's BMW, hand out the window. That's what it's all about, having some fun.
Yeah, I lost. Well, it's judged by the crowd, right? So the crowd cheers, and whoever cheers the loudest wins. The track's getting super hot, so yesterday we were running the tire pressures pretty high because we were not able to hit limiter, but today, because of how hot it is, the track's actually quite slippery. So we can reduce the pressures, and we haven't been running new tires yet either. So it was fun to battle with the wagons. He was pretty fast. The last corner, I just ran out of grip basically. So it was fun. That's all it's all about. We got Booth next.
Two more drivers line up for the next battle. It's going to be Josiah Falaise and Sean Booth. And it's also Canada versus the US. Not to bring it into it, but just had to say it. Here we go. Canadians looking good so far in this competition. Josiah firing into that first corner.
Josiah in that wagon taking things off. Well, Sean Booth showing once again why he's one of the best chase drivers we have at the track today. And Josiah filling all the zones. Not a ton of angle, but firing off a bunch of flames. So more than makes up for it. Well, Sean Booth does get gapped a little bit. Is there a problem? There is.
Booth's got a problem. Booth's got an, I think that's an overheating problem. You can see the car just didn't have the go through the second half of the course. He was right there for the first corner, and then he sort of died off, and I was thinking, this is not Sean Booth we know.
No.
Why is he not making those aggressive moves? But it looks to me like Sean Booth may have an issue with the car, may have a problem. Now, here we go. 2 Canadian builds, and when Josiah's all built the suspension for the car he's actually taken on. So Josiah Fillet is in the lead position. Andre Mushenko in the chase, and a big jump from Josiah Fillet is from the off there. It looks like Andre struggling with traction in the Audi, as the Audi just not getting to jump off the start line. Josiah doing a good job of taking it to the exterior zones, not super deep. And look, and here comes Andre. Big push into the last corner, but washing a little bit wide in that chase position as he goes across the finish line.
Josiah obviously knows what's going on, but Andre also knows what's going on, and that means he's going to have to drive his heart out. So let's see if he does that here. Good initiation right on the wall, but Josiah anticipates it and almost puts the back end of the wagon into the side of the Audi. It's the battle of the banker versus the soccer mom here as the Audi picks up a bunch more grip and tries to speed away, and we've got a small accident on the 401 as they come through the last bit of that zone. Somebody call insurance.
Wow. Just we had a rear end collision there at one of the outer zones. Haven't seen that. Yeah, well, we can announce that it's an FDF Race Shop angle kit that's won this battle.
Shocker.
Shocker. Josiah Fillets gets the win. Josiah Fillets gets the win and goes through in his practice party drift taxi to the top 4.
It's Chelsea Denofa. We're just, it's like right now.
But LG is out, and then you're next.
Okay. Is this the final 4? Because we did 16. The wagon. Pulling through. Yeah, I wish we got to battle Booth, but that was a really good battle. Andre's great. The wagon had some, fight left in her, so I was able to push him around a little bit. I thought he would go deeper in the zone, so I was behind him. He was a little bit shallow, but other than that, it was a lot of fun.
The suspension experts and Josiah Fillets will want to take down Chelsea Denofa here. Big bragging rights, but Chelsea Denofa has been on rails all weekend as they go into that first corner. Look at this. No power advantage here as Josiah goes up onto the door of the Fox body. And Chelsea Denofa on that perfectly smooth lead line as Josiah Fillets now fires through that transition. Big dive coming up as they go right to the edge of the circuit. Look at this absolute perfection from Chelsea Denofa and Josiah Fillet. Oh, and Chelsea hits the wall. Oh, we actually might need to check the wall for cracks down there because that thing is, it ain't got fiberglass or Kevlar back there. Who's going to the final? Will the lowest horsepower car on the grid go to the final, or will the second lowest horsepower kid go to the final? We're about to find out. Denofa fires in on Fillets into that first corner. Perfect line from Josiah, allowing Chelsea to get right up on the door. Chelsea Denofa bringing the heat through the center section as they transition back. Look at this. Denofa not leaving an inch. This is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about at the LC World Tour. Bringing the A game in a low horsepower car. Chelsea Denofa! Chelsea Denofa goes through to the final in a 300 horsepower car.
Yeah, so we just lost to Chelsea. It was a good battle. He's probably 1,200 pounds lighter than this car, so I gave it all. That's all it could do. Now we're against Adam LZ. I really want to be on the podium, even though it's Adam's event. So I'm going to try and door him hard and see what this old wagon can do.
So here we we go. Third and fourth. LZ to lead in Josiah Fillets. Second last battle of the day. Fillets not taking any chances. Through the gears into that first corner. LZ right on the wall as he goes through. Fillets now having to cut a little corner and wash a little bit wide. As it looks like LZ's got the pace here. Fillets looks like he's shutting it down. Looks like we got a mechanical error maybe with that BMW. Something went very wrong in the chase position. Gets back on it now. But LZ tapping the door saying come for it. And I think Fillets saying, I think this BMW's had enough today. Now LZ's got the pace. So he's got to think right now, this is my time. I'm going to get that third place trophy. So he's got to go close. And look at this, LZ right with him on the way up. Late initiation from Fillets as he goes right, and LZ is right there. As he goes to the door, but it's a foul, nearly in the wall. And oh, Josiah shuts it down again. Yeah. Is there an issue with that BMW? Is there something just cutting out on that corner? Adam LZ! Adam LZ gets third place on the podium here in Montreal.
I've always said fourth is the worst place because you use all your resources to get there. It's basically the same as third, but you don't get on the podium. But it doesn't really matter. All FDF podium, including myself, and then the top 8 must have been mostly FDF. I'd probably say 6 or 7 out of 10, or 8. So we'll have to count. All in all, great day, roasted the clutch. She almost made it the full event. I'm glad that it didn't go sooner because it's always hindsight. I'm like, oh, the clutch went. Yeah, but it lasted 3 years with Drew and everyone else, and it made us all the way to the finals where against Adam LZ, she just couldn't hold on any longer. So that extra PSI really did her in. And I think the clutch was slipping kind of the whole time. I'd really like to have felt a new one because I think it was. I honestly think it was, especially on the run.
Vacuum leak, so we're gonna put a fresh clutch in, less stressful dyno with the new fuel setup in it, and dial it in.
So this car is fresh out of a refresh. It's the first event. Never even been tested other than the dyno with Mike. And boy, did it ever perform. Like, we're talking, we beat pro level cars with a wagon with 4 seats in it and all the unibody structures still there. This thing is full frame door, a pain in the butt to get out of the trailer. And we were able to make it happen. So it's a win. It's an all out win. Top 4 finish for the wagon and myself. Lots of seat time. I'm happy. Mike will be the next one to drive it. Ethan, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, get us the clutch, man. It's your fault.
100%.